Hi, this is Martha Thornburg, Digital Literacy Specialist for the Mount Vernon School District. And in this lesson, I'm going to show you specifically how to create a folder in Google Drive and then how to share that folder so that others can collaborate with you. So for this, I'm in my Google Drive. And if you remember, if you're not in your Google Drive, first sign into your school Google Apps account, and then you'll see this little waffle up here, and if you click on the waffle, then you can go to Drive. I'm already there. So, it's going to take me there again. And I always make sure, because I have a personal Google account as well, that I check to make sure that I am indeed in my correct account. Over here, if I've got more than one account that I'm signed into, I might see them over here listed. Okay, so I'm in my Google Drive, and what I want to do is I want to create a new folder. So I'm going to go to New. That's where I create new stuff. And click on that. And then right up at the top it says Folder. So I'm going to create a new folder. And for this course that we're working on here, we're going to all call our folder the same thing. And so it's going to be Digital Literacy Workshop, DLW, Google Basics. And then write your name. So this right here is good for you to know when you're working with students. It's always good to have a naming convention so that it'll be easier if students are sharing things with you for you to be able to find what they shared with you. It's easy enough to search, but when you're having to search for each student, it's, it would be nicer if they were all in one nice place. So if my convention here is the title of the project or the paper or whatever you're working on, and then my name. And so if all of your students turn in their work that way, where they've got their Revolutionary War research and then their name, then you can easily search for Revolutionary War research, and all of their folders or documents or whatever will show up in the same place. So having a naming convention is a good thing. So I'm going to click Create, and you'll notice up here at the top my folder has been created. Now there's several things I can do with the folder. For this particular activity, you're going to share the folder with myself and others who you might want to share it with. And to share it, what that will mean is that I'll get a notification that you're sharing the folder with me, and then I will have access to the documents within that folder. Again, this is really good to keep in mind when you're thinking about how you can use this with students. So to do that, I'm going to, I've got it highlighted. I've got my folder highlighted, and then over here you'll see the little person with the plus. So if I click on that, it'll give me the opportunity to share in different ways. Now one way, the default thing up here says Get Shareable Link, and if I click on that, what that will do is it will give me a link, and it defaults to share with anybody in the Mount Vernon School District who has the link. So I can provide that link, and then they would be able to see the file if they were logged into their Mount Vernon account. That's not what I want to do for this particular thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Advanced. And I'm going to change who has access to this. I just want specific people to have access to it. Okay, so this is a private folder, and I get to choose exactly who I want to share it with. So in this case, I would like for you to share the folder with me, so I can watch your progress and give you any tips or hints that you might need. So you're going to share it with me. You'll notice when I started typing, it comes up with a list of names. So it's pretty easy to share a document with somebody within our district. You can share it with more than one person. And then you'll see over here it gives you, for folders, it gives you two options. It gives you the option that the person that you're sharing it with can edit the things in your folder, or they can just view the things in your folder. So you need to make that decision. If it's a collaborative thing, maybe you're working with a team of teachers and you want all of them to be able to come in and add stuff and edit stuff, then you would choose Can Edit. If it's just files that you want people to be able to access but not change, then you would click Can View. For this particular activity, I want you to choose, for me, Can Edit. Okay? Now, the other thing that you see here is it says notify people via email. So if this is checked and you hit send, I'll get an email saying that you're sharing this folder with me. Now with your students, if you tell them, I want you to share a folder with me, or I want you to share a document with me, perhaps you don't want them to all send you an email. You just want it to end up in your drive. And so you might want it to encourage them to click to turn that off, because your email might get flooded with notifications. You'll still get the thing, you just won't get a notification that it was sent. For me, I do want to know when you share this with me. So keep the notify email on here and then hit send. And so what will happen is that now, done, it's not going to look any different because I actually just shared it with myself. But if I was sharing it with someone else, you'll notice down here, this one here is shared with somebody else, and you'll see a little person on the folder. So this tells me that this is a shared folder. Okay? So once you have shared it with somebody, you'll see the little person pop up there, and you'll know that it's a shared folder. So that's basically how you share a folder. Now the nice thing about starting with a folder with students or with a team that you're working on a project, once you have a shared folder, you can just drag items that you're working on into that folder, and everything that you put in that folder is then shared with the group. So you don't have to share everything individually. You can just share once and then put the items that you want to share in there, instead of having to do the share permissions with each item that you put in the folder. So that's good to know. I'm going to click on the folder. So I right-clicked on the folder, and you'll see that you've got the options here about sharing, getting a link. So maybe you just want to send by email somebody a link. Here's a link to this folder that has all of the pictures for our Revolutionary War thing or something like that. So you can share things like that. You can move your folder someplace else. So if I click on Move To, here's my drive. I can move this folder to any other folder, so it can be nested within another folder. I can also add another folder if I don't, if I want it to be nested but I don't have a folder of that name yet. So you can move. Remember in the first thing I said you could add a star. So if this is something you want to just be able to quickly access and always kind of have it at the forefront, if you add a star on it, you'll see the star came here. And now if I clicked on here, this would be in my starred things. Okay. You can change the color. Now this is just for you. This does not, if you share the folder with somebody else, they're not going to see your color choice. They'll do their own organizing of colors, but you can change the color to make it easier for you to find something. So let's just change this to red. So now my folder's red. And you can download the items that are in the folder onto your desktop. If you don't need it anymore, you can remove it, and you can rename it here. So quickly again, don't know what I just did with so quickly again, if I go through this, you'll see, because I put it in starred, it's right at the top and it's red, so it's easy for me to find. Quickly again, the steps are to go to your Google Drive, go to New, go to Folder, create a new folder. In this case, you want to name it DLW Google Basics, and then put your name, not my name, your name, and create the folder. Once your folder is created, you want to click on the folder, click on the person with the plus, and share that with whoever you want to share it with. In this case, share it with me, and give me editing rights. That's how you create a folder in Google Drive, and that is how you share a folder in Google Drive.